All right, guys, welcome back to the Coolest Show. Every Sunday, we are blessed with a new guest, with a new host, and this one's actually really special because it's something I want to learn about. It's a situation that intrigues me a lot. So to have somebody here speaking on it who's proficient in this, I'm so excited. Global strategist, speaker, motivator, content creator, Jesus lover with a perfect blend of Jesus and practical solutions to actually help people, your go-to person for any marketing, any strategy, any visual needs. It's Sofia Aguilar, and I'm so excited for this. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Wow, what an introduction. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, I didn't miss anything. There's so much more, and we'll get into it with the rest of this video. But I'm excited for this one.
Me too. I feel like I'm a part of a really cool show. No pun intended.
Yeah, has to be. Yeah, the coolest. Um, but for those who don't know, please give us a little bit of your background, a little bit of how you got to this moment of where you are now.
Yeah, so to say that um I thought that this is where I was going to be, absolutely. Like just even 5 years ago or 10 years ago, um, I would absolutely laugh at your face if you told me that I was going to believe in God and be in a church and talk about God publicly. I would have laughed. And I just look at what God has done in my life. And I'll start with this because I usually like to start with the ending of what I'm going to say is that everything that God, everything that I did in my life, God has used and has redeemed in so many ways. And I used to look back and be like, why did I have to do that? Why did I have to go through that? This was dumb. This was so silly. I can't believe I did that. And I'm standing in a place where I'm like, I see the puzzle. Like I see the puzzle. There's like a few missing pieces. But a little bit about me is I immigrated to Canada from Colombia 21 years ago. So I was born and raised in Colombia in Bogota. So if anyone's watching here this from like Latin America or that's where your background is, we are on the same page here. I am really connected to my roots and my culture. I go back when I can, and my mission is always to highlight that like my parents came from Colombia, did what they had to do in this country to, do what immigrant parents do is to come and bring you a better life. And that's exactly what they did. And so now I owe it to myself to continue to fulfill or to live a very fulfilling life. Came to Canada, as anybody probably with cultural background probably does, is start doing what they do is dance or sing. Mine was
Yeah.
dancing because I definitely could not sing. I thought I could. So I started dancing. It was my way of just keeping my roots and culture alive. So cultural events, birthday parties, events, you name it. And then I was hired to teach at a dance club, at a prominent club here in my city, in my hometown, when I was still in high school. So that's kind of where my dance career entrepreneurship thing happened. It was from something I love to do that, not a lot of people were getting paid for. Back then, $150 was a lot of money to be making. And so that's when I started fast forward into people saying, hey, I want to learn how to dance. Then I was teaching them how to dance to me having like 50 women in a room doing confidence and movement dance classes, which is when I started my first company, Confidence and
Yeah.
Movement. And then we built a dance studio. Then COVID happened. And it's just like every time I built something, something happened that I just had to like figure it out. It was like, all right, well, that door's closed, like let's go and knock on the other one.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that I was around people that kept seeing this and they were like wondering what was next. It was like Sophia's always up to something. They just knew. And I had been building my personal brand since I was 17 years old. So people had no reason to not know what was going on. You knew. If you were following me, you knew what was happening at every point of my day. So from then, that transition went so effortlessly into the digital space because I have documented my whole life. Now I was known for the person who did content creation, social media, pictures, videos. And then I guess, long story short, I built an offer. I started with just a few clients to film their content because they didn't really feel the most confident in doing it. It was a skill I had, it was a problem I could solve, and I knew how to do it. And people paid me down to now having an agency. And as you can tell, I'm a certified yapper because all I do is talk. To now I get
That's
to
my type of people.
conduct workshops, speaking engagements, and my most like accolade is just being able to talk about God in everything that I do. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I skipped the part where I got saved in 2019, 2020, like right when COVID happened.
Yeah.
I was just going through so many things in my life that it's like there has to be something better. I really did it out of a place of like I just didn't want to live the life I was living anymore. And that's when I got saved. Got baptized in 2021, and then I've just been a member of my church, and I feel like I was born to evangelize, and I just love talking about God. So the fact that I get to talk about social media, talk a lot about the Lord, and even people who don't know God but know social media or know business but then come to know God is kind of
Yeah.
like the only thing I really care about, because everything else is cool. All my other like long list of items is great, but to get to be in a space to honor and give glory to God in every moment of my day is really like that's all.
That's amazing. I want to talk about 21 years ago, you're moving to Canada, and what was your confidence like back then? Because now you're very exuberant. You're pushing constant confidence. You can see it through the screen. Like anybody who's watching this can see how confident you are, which is a beautiful thing. But did that confidence grow over time, or was that something that was always in you from a young girl?
I don't remember anything of my life from when I was 6 years old. I looked at pictures, like I just looked at my passport photo from when I was so little, and I don't know, I just feel like I did not have a not confidence bone in my body. Like I watched my mom be bold and courageous by leaving Canada, or sorry, leaving Colombia and coming to Canada without her children. Like so all I've been exposed to is watching my parents make bold and confident steps. So why wouldn't I? I've never had a no, and if it did, I didn't take the no. I was that person in high school and elementary school that my teachers looked at a little bit questionable of like, she's always like, challenging us, like she's always having her own opinion. And that was me. I don't ever remember, like, I won't say I've been the most confident person. And even now, as you look at me, like, it's great that you say that, but I still struggle sometimes in areas of my confidence, but that doesn't limit, I think the courage. I think I would call it courage. I've always had courage. And then the confidence was just it's kind of like the external thing that you get to see, but the internal part is courage.
I love that because you kind of highlighted it perfectly. Courage isn't an absence of fear. It's just or confidence isn't an absence of fear, but it's having enough courage to overcome that fear. So I think you laid that out beautifully. When, as you started to grow older and build your personal brand, did you realize that this was something that you had a knack for? This was something that you really could pursue going forward?
Um, so I think it was in 2018. My dates are all mixed up because I can't believe it's 2026 coming like
It's
soon.
crazy.
Um, I was with a few friends, like just girls that I knew. I used to bartend and serve, and I got to know these women pretty well. They knew that I was teaching dance lessons. They knew that I would dance at restaurants. It was kind of awkward because sometimes I would see people like eating, like that would eat at my restaurant, and then I would see them when I was like dancing or performing, and it was just so awkward. But I remember somebody saying, like, I just want to like do what you do, or I just want to be around you. I just want to be, and like, can I learn from you? Can I grow with you? And at that moment, it was dancing. But every time I did something, I always had that feedback. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm being egotistical. By no means did I even feel worthy of somebody learning from. I was like, learn from me. I can't even sit still and listen to anybody and learn from them. So I was just like, okay, cool. And that's when I started my first program, which was a 6 week lady styling dance class. So I was teaching women dance classes like salsa, bachata, samba, and basically just showing them what I was doing. Like I only knew to the level, and they're probably going to listen to this and be like, oh, she tricked us. But they saw me as an expert. I was teaching them exactly what I knew. And from then I did one, and then I did another, and I had like a wait list. Like I was using Google Forms. Like I wasn't like a legitimate, like I didn't have a website, nothing. And I think it just came to me that people were willing to spend time with me to exchange my time for money. So they would give me money in exchange for something that they were receiving without me having to spend a lot of time at a desk, have anybody tell me what to do, report
Mhm.
to anybody. And the fact that I could be myself all the way through, like, yeah, did I say a little like swear word back then? Yeah. Am I really loud? Could I wear whatever I wanted? Like, I just realized I could be all of who I am,
Yeah.
and people are willing to pay, not only pay, but reoccurringly be in my presence and not complain and just genuine and just like it would just I would enjoy it too. Like I would receive. There was just exchange. So I think it was a bunch of those moments being like, I don't feel like I hate being in this place. Like I had constant feedback of like I would walk out and feel light and not heavy. And that was the indication. Like, I think I could do this and keep doing this. And that's how then the transition from dancing to the digital space came in.
What? Because that's so amazing that people were you had this gravity that drew people towards you. So what do you think it was about you? Like, what do you think God gave you that was such a magnet towards or to other people?
It was authenticity. Like, I mean, call it like now, I'll say in 2025, I feel like authenticity is a buzzword, but like if you go back to my stories from 2018, I've cried on social media before crying was cute and cool, okay? I would talk about the things that were going on and being like, this is real life like happening, where people were so used to seeing social media as this like highlight reel. I don't want to say I created um authenticity and vulnerability, but I took it to the next level. Like I really feel like people got to know what I was going through my health, through just training, the gym. Like there were so many passions I had. I really let people into my heart and my mind, and I wasn't closed off. I have a really big heart, and I felt like, I mean, I can't, I, at that moment in time, I didn't think I could ever have more than 10 people surrounding me because I was also a little bit like introverted. It was weird. It's weird. Like I know I sound and look very extroverted, but I still get a little bit introverted. And at the time, I was like, if I can't connect with people in person, I'm going to do whatever I can to know and for everybody to feel seen and heard, even if they're not in my proximity, because I knew the power of being in the presence with people, but not everybody had that level of access.
Yeah.
So it was just authenticity and vulnerability. And it reminds me of a scripture. I'm sorry, I can paraphrase the scripture, but I can't say the scripture. So I'll lean on you, Pastor, to bring this scripture to life. But it was that, God doesn't look at what people look at, right?
Yeah.
He people are going to look at what we look at on the outside, but God is looking at our heart. And so I really felt like I was seeing people's hearts. I didn't really care what you were looking like. I hope people didn't care what I looked like, but it was really about the heart that we got to connect with, oddly enough, through social media, through a place that typically is all about your looks. I just had such real, raw conversations with people that were like, yeah, you know what? This girl's a real thing. And wherever you go, like, we'll follow. And the same thing, like, that's how you build genuine community. So that's what I focused on.
One, you nailed the verse. You actually said it
What is
correctly.
it?
Yeah,
I
you
don't,
could. I
but
can't.
I don't know what the verse is.
I don't remember where it is, but you said it correctly, man. God doesn't see like man. Man sees the outward appearance. God sees our inward heart posture.
So
So
I just
you
did it
you said
too
it correctly.
long.
Yeah, no, you said it correctly. You said it correctly. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
10 out of 10. And then two, you just spoke on social media, and that was the next thing I wanted to get into. Social media, especially now, 2025, it's very corrupt, or it's very it can almost be idealized, and it's almost put up as a you have to show like the highlight. You have to show a best version of yourself, a unauthentic version of yourself.
Hmm.
And you're coming with this full, blatant, authentic. This is me. This is how I'm going to do it. This is who I am. I'm not going to put on a facade for anybody. And it's seeping through the cracks. Obviously, you can see your success now and show that what you've done is seep through the cracks. So why or what would you tell other people that are trying to get in the social media space, start to become content creators, start to sell their personal brand in hopes of getting them to be more authentic?
So the first thing I would say is that um, everyone has a personal brand, even if you haven't capitalized and focused on it. You have to be the one shaping the narrative of your personal brand. If you're not, somebody else is going to shape it for you. So that's when I tell everybody, like, you have to make the decision because people are already making assumptions about you, defining who you are. Like that's just the world we live in. I look at you and I'm going to make my opinion of who you are. Now, the
Yeah.
power of social media is that you get to tell people who you are. And so, if I was doing a whole social media workshop and you were my client and we are having a whole discussion about it, I would say a personal brand is who you are, who people think you are, and that kind of like Venn diagram in the middle. That's
Yeah.
that's what a personal brand is, right? So, um long story short, like I would just say, like, show up as who you want to be because the world is full of so many filters. Like everything we have is filtered. I mean, down to my face right now because I got a little bit of makeup on, right? Like we get to show up in a way that we want to. And
Yeah.
the people on the outside are only going to express or come to the knowledge of who you are based on what you give them. So at the end of the day, show up as who you are. Let people think and say what they're going to say because people are going to talk anyways. People are going to create an assumption about you regardless of what you see. Oh, you're wearing pink. Oh, you're not wearing black. Oh, you're wearing this. You're not wearing that. Your nose looks like this. Your nose doesn't look like that. Like it's going to happen regardless. So, do you want somebody to shape that for you or do you want to be the one shaping it? That's the first thing. The second thing is we're seeing it more now in pop culture. Like now we see people talk about their struggles and we see, people do storytelling and more cool stuff, but it's like people want to be a part of the real day-to-day things that you do. And I've had people tell me like my life isn't cool, my life isn't interesting to you, but like to I mean, I don't think my life is a lot very interesting, but every time my intern's with me, she's like, "We should have a reality TV show." I'm like, "Girl, I do the same thing every day." But it's like to you don't think your life is interesting, but this isn't about you. So when you're
Yeah.
building a personal brand, when you're becoming a content creator, when you're starting a business, this is beyond you, right? And that's one thing that God kept showing me. He's like, "You keep wanting to do things your way, but the again I mean I don't mean to make this a sermon, but it's like it's we trust in the Lord with all of our heart and we lean not on our own understanding. So yeah, sure, I'm like no, like I don't want this to happen or I don't want that to happen, but it's not about you. God has a plan for how he wants to use your brand. He wants to use, we're vessels, right? So he's gonna use you. And like um I found this so funny because I love to talk in like metaphors, and I feel like that's why I relate a lot to the stuff that you post because you give examples. God wants like a return on an investment on us. Like,
Yeah.
so God's depositing, like, God is going to use me whether I want to be used or not. He's going to make sure like he paid the price and he's going to get some out of that, right? So
Yeah.
when I think about that, it's like you building your personal brand is for the people who need you in therapy, in whatever business you do, in your merch, in your beauty products, in your massage business, in like whatever it is.
Yeah.
God is going to get glorified through it. So if you keep thinking it's about you, like put put your ego down a little bit. It has nothing to do with you and it has to do with how God is going to get glorified on this earth. So those are the two things I would say.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's amazing. And I love that. I love that. Before we dive into that part a little bit more, because there's more questions, there's one prominent question that I make sure I don't want to skip over. And it's the fact that, and you said this yourself, so please don't crucify me. You're a professional yapper. And to anybody can talk. It's something that 99% of people are born with, but not everybody has enough gravity to to say words that evoke certain emotions. When you
Mhm.
speak, there's a certain emotion that evokes in people, like especially if you're giving a seminar or if you're intentionally trying to help somebody, that either person could get defensive, the either person could get shy, or they could get motivated and riled up. With you, they more than likely get motivated and riled up. Like you say words that make them want to become the best versions of themselves.
Mhm.
So how did you grow in that? Or was that something that like did you always have that was that trying to say this correctly? Did that coincide with your confidence slash courageousness? Or was that something that you grew and you nurtured into becoming this prolific, like very powerful motivational person?
So One, I'll tell you what my biggest insecurity used to be and still sometimes creeps in. Two of them. One, that I'm not old enough. So the first one is because, oh, sorry. Um, Sorry, something's like ringing in my ear.
You're
The
good.
first one is that I'm not old enough. I'm 27 now, but when I had started my business, I mean, I was 20 years old, or well, technically, when I started building online, I was 17. So when I was 24 and I started building my agency and hiring people, I was like, no one's gonna listen to me. I'm 24 years old. I don't know what I'm talking about. That was one. The second one is I went to school for 2 years for social work, and the reason why I did that is because I felt like I needed a diploma. And also by the grace of God, I didn't have to pay to go to school. So,
Hey,
and
shout
I
out
could
to
see how
God.
I can see how the Lord is using it because I just did a whole workshop for social workers. So God
Amazing.
will use it all. But I
Amazing.
felt like I needed a diploma in order to like quantify. I think it's quantify. See, like I don't know words. Sometimes like my expertise or why I was able to speak on topics because I went to
Yeah.
school.
You thought the
Because
degree would give you the validation.
yeah, and like I'm not really like sometimes my Spanish accent comes up. Sometimes I don't say the right words. Sometimes my verbiage or my conjugation is off. And so that is always my biggest insecurity. It's like I'm gonna say something and sound stupid. And you know what? The only way I got over that was listening to other people that I was like, did they just say that? They just said it and they didn't stop. They didn't apologize. Like they didn't make a big scene out of it. That's who they are. And um you only learn by listening to yourself. So two things. How I learned was I study people. Like I listen to people all day long. Like I'm always listening to something, whether it's a sermon, whether it's a book, whether I'm reading a personal development book, I'm listening to a podcast. I go to a lot of events as well. So I would see people, I'm like, I need to speak like her. I need to have facial expressions. Like right now I'm working on my posture when so there's always something that I'm working on. But
Mhm.
I see it and I want to like I look at it and I'm like, yes, this is the type of thing I want to channel. So that is again, if I'm insecure about something, I was highlighting it and calling it out, becoming aware, and knowing that I wanted to be better at it. Like I don't want to keep being like, so young. Like I'm gonna be young for the rest of my life. Like compared to who? Compared to who am I young? Because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about to touch 30 soon. So, compared to who? Like, am I young? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm still young because a lot of my clients are in their 50s or 60s or 40s too. So, I will always be there. What am I going to do to sharpen that so that that's not consistently my insecurity? Well, gain more knowledge,
Yeah.
like tap into the industries that they're in so that my skill set matches where they're at,
Yeah.
not like I'm not seen as just this kid, right? Same thing with my English. I was like, I'm going to study and maybe I won't take another English course because I will not, but I will read and I will listen to people and I will invest in knowledge so that I can get better at this craft because it's a craft. Speaking is a skill that you have to continue to sharpen. Otherwise, like I mean, you're just going to be overlooked. And I don't want to be overlooked. I want to be booked and busy. I want to be paid. So if I want to be paid, I know that's a skill set and there's a lot of speakers. So what makes you the top choice? And I want to make sure I'm everybody's maybe not number one choice, maybe number two, but that they don't overlook that. So I would say something I'm still growing in. I'm not the best speaker. But you know what helps is when you love what you do and when you believe in what you talk about. Because I've heard a lot of people talk about nonsense,
Oh,
but because they're
absolutely.
talking about it with so much passion, you think they wrote the book of life
Yeah. Yeah.
because of how much,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? So it's like, what's the conviction in your heart for you to speak about that one thing? And that's actually why you say that it looks like confidence. I just have a whole lot of conviction. So I know that my message about personal branding, social media, confidence, and authenticity is not something that I would be doing you a disservice if I don't talk about it. I would be doing this audience a disservice if I don't come up with this level of passion and emotion because I am passionate about it. And I hope I go into spaces being like, I'm going there because God sent me, and I'm gonna walk out knowing for everybody in the audience to know that God sent me there for them too. And when I walk out and when they go home, they know that God sees them and hears them. And whatever I was used for, whether it was a strategy or a business idea or a prayer, that they also feel that level of conviction that they can go out into the world and do exactly just that.
That's amazing. There's two things that I wanted to say. The first one is I'm kind of jumping towards the end, but this is like the fourth episode that I've done the exact same thing. But
Cool.
at the end of every episode, I give the guest that I'm with a scripture that I feel like relates to them. And as soon as you said your first point, the you feeling like you were too young, it instantly like dropped in my head. And I ended up texting this to you. But it's First Timothy 4:12. And it says, let no one despise you of your youth, but be the example for believers in act and conduct and spirit in maturity and in purity. And that's something that like I go by because I feel the exact same way, especially in the spaces that I'm in. I'm often the youngest when I'm there, but the Bible tells us not to despise anybody of their youth, like, but still be the example. And I think it's such a point that you're so young because you have the opportunity to lay back and be like, oh, I'm young, like I can do it when I get older and stuff. But you're choosing to still press forward, and the acclaim that you have now is just a testament to one, God working in you, and then two, of your dedication and hard work. And that's what I wanted to get into. Like everybody who is dedicated and works hard has an origin or a reason to why they do it. So what is your reason why to you being this dedicated, to you being this hardworking?
Mm, okay, so I often say, and a lot of people have heard me say this lately, I have stopped coming up with a why because at the beginning I was driven so much by like I was in the personal development network marketing space. And if anyone's listening to this from that space, you know that it's all about like your why and your why. And I'll get to it. I promise I'll have something to say. But um my focus, like my, I guess where like my North Star is like, why not? Like
Yeah.
not a why. At the beginning, my mom was my why. She still is. Like they're definitely much my family's a huge part of my why. Like I look at them and I want to give them the moon and the stars. Like I want to buy a
Yeah.
property for my mom in Colombia. I want to travel. I want to take my whole family away for Christmas. Like there's things that I know I want to do that it's like there, but the bigger picture, well, two things because I want to make sure I honor God in this. The first thing is that I grew up, and I'm sure a lot of Latin American women can attest to this, and maybe in your culture, that you've never seen evidence of what it looked like for you through the lens of somebody you could look up to. Like, I'll be honest, other than Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, like, that's who my role models were, right? So, I mean, I'm definitely not Shakira and I'm definitely not Jennifer Lopez, but I don't have a representative or I don't have a role model to look up to and say, like, sorry, the word is I don't have a possibility model. I never had a possibility model growing up. Some
Mhm.
cultures do, some ethnic backgrounds do. I didn't. And I couldn't either lean on my mom either to say that as well, right? So my biggest why is that my nieces and hopefully one day when the Lord blesses me to have kids and a husband, that my kids and my kids' kids and generations and people around the world will see that and say, that's my possibility model. Like if she did it, why can't I?
Yeah, I love that.
Now my right now why is yeah, like my parents should not be working. I want to do like big crazy things, but with family, like there's not amount of money I could put in it. And I think um one thing I'm asking God right now is to be able to steward my desires because God does grant the desires of our hearts. But if we're not ready to receive the thing, we're going to fumble it big time. And so, as a creator and as a business owner, in my first 6 months, I made my first six figures. I wasn't ready for that type of money. So when some people say like, I want to reach six figures in 3 years, I did that in 6 months. It was like, okay, what next? So I've been used to making goals and hitting them. Like that's not new to me because I know that God gets the glory through the goals that I accomplish. And not only that, but um he almost like is like, yeah, did you not think I could do that? Like, did you not think that you were gonna reach that? Because I had that plan for you before you even had it for yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think one of the things that I want to give myself is to set a why and a goal for 2026. I went through some health challenges this year, which made me just be like, my why is just making it out alive.
I love
As
that.
like sad and dark as it sounds, I just wanted to get over it, and that was my why. But now that
Yeah.
I'm over it, I feel like I'm able to like dream again and have a bigger why.
That's amazing. And I love the first thing you said was the why not? And that can be a why. Like, why not be all that God called me to be? Like, why not accomplish things? Why not be all these things that like nobody else thinks I can be? Yeah, why not? And I love that. Yeah, I like that. I might steal that one.
You're gonna take that one?
I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna take that one, and I'm not giving you credit, in the name of Jesus. Um, Going a little bit about you in today's world, like you, the end of 2025, how has your mental changed from a year ago to now, and what role has God been playing in your life currently?
Do you want me to talk about business or do you want me to just talk about like in general, like me as a person?
You as a person, because I think people get so wrapped up with the business aspect of things and the
Right.
money management side, but then
Yeah.
realize behind every money, behind every dollar sign is a person. So how is
Hmm.
the person managing all this, and how's your mental space, and how have you changed from the year, like I said?
Yeah. So, I understand. So business plays a big role in my whole life. And so my whole life became about business. Like I was in a previous relationship and it ended because all I did was work and want to build my business. And that was my focus in 2020. Like in 2020 to 2023, like you couldn't tell me nothing. Like I just wanted to build a business. So if you were in the way, get out. I'm doing it
Yeah,
myself. You don't want to be a part of it, no problem. And where my mindset at was last year was just that, like tunnel vision, go after it. Who cares if you're in the way? I'm gonna kick you out. I had no hope in terms of like what my life would look like balance or harmony. It was a high and it was a low. Like I was here and then I was here. Like I had no in between, because I was just so hungry to get money and build a business. Um, I reached a lot of my goals in 2024. Like I was untouchable, or so I felt. I was like, look at me, still like in humility, I
yeah,
think, and loving the Lord and putting him first. But one thing that happened and it hit me in 2025 is I got diagnosed with a health condition. Um Many women are actually diagnosed with PCOS, but it went a step further for me of having to get surgery and stuff. And I was healed. With a lot of women don't actually heal from PCOS. But that's my testimony. I've gone through a lot of testing. So my mindset from last year to now, like just seeing it, this whole year, I put a pause on my business. Like I didn't make money for a lot of months. I nurtured my friendships. Like I finally came to know what it's like to not work all the time and not talk about business and like enjoy people and nurture the people around me and just begin to love myself again. Like that it wasn't about how much money I made. It wasn't about my title. It wasn't about the stages I've been on. Like I'm worthy just because of who I am.
yeah,
And I think as like last year it was like, you get opportunities because of what you do. Like just having the peace of God fill me and being like, it's not because of what you do. It's never been about because of what you do. You're my daughter, point blank, period. And you're a sister in Christ to all these people who love you too and care about your heart. So my mindset now is all about my heart being in something first. And it's funny because that's how I started. But when you're in business, like I don't know, something happens.
it's
You
easy
just
to
get
get wrapped up.
ambitious. You just get
Yeah,
ambitious and so it's how I started, but I think I'm in a really good place. And I had this conversation with somebody I hadn't seen in a long time the other day. They're like, "How are you?" I'm like, "I'm okay." They're like, "Just okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." They're like,
yeah,
"What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Is that a bad thing to be okay?" And it's like people are just so used to you being here or here. And that was my life. Like I was so used to things being real high or real low. And
hmm
I just thank God that I've been riding this equanimity, like of, and yeah, the space of equanimity where there's just like a high grade of emotional intelligence, sometimes not, but for the most part it is, and spiritual awareness and having contentment. Like I think we talk too much about happiness and not enough about contentment.
For
And I
sure.
am just in a place of contentment where I could be in a place with you. I could be anywhere. I could also be going through stuff. Like there's a duality that two things can be true. I could
Yeah.
still be receiving health results, but things could also be real, like really good. And I'm just okay. And so I'm not chasing a high and I'm not chasing a low. And I feel like God has opened up my heart to, in my personal life, receive love from others again because I've been very like jaded and closed off as much as I do work with people. I got real trust issues. So God has really been healing my heart. Forgiveness is a huge thing. People pleasing is another one. Perfection. And so yeah, I just feel like God has like almost done a what do you call that when you're a software update in my
Yeah.
life. In the past, it's taken about 11 months to do a software update, but and it continues to be a work in progress, but I'm just grateful that I'm not where I once was. I'm definitely not where I want to be, but I'm not where I once was, and that's enough of a reason to give the Lord praise.
Absolutely. I love how we started the beginning of this episode talking about your confidence and your courageousness. And then as we're getting towards the end, like you can hear the insecurities of the person that like many people look up to. But the insecurities aren't a sign of weakness, but they're just to show that we're all human. And it's the battle of, are you going to allow these insecurities to stop you, or are you going to push beyond them to continue to be that all God has called you to be? And like I
Mhm.
said multiple times now, but it's really true. You're an example of pushing through regardless of the
Thank you.
situation to become all that God has called you to be. So, like I said, I'm so glad that you joined this episode with me because you not only give me stuff about marketing that I wanted to hear, but just a lot of notes
So kind
about
of kind of selfish a little bit.
oh a little bit. Yeah, I'll be. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But also just notes about your history and your fight and how you got to where you are now. Because I love this is why, not the only reason, but this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to start this because I want to talk to people who are in prominent spaces, but I wanted to hear about the human side of them. Like I wanted to hear how did they get there, and then what is their makeup? Like what is in them? What did God place in them to not only be in these spaces, but to sustain their success in these spaces? And this has been a great conversation. But before we end, we have time for a game if you got time.
I got time for a game.
Okay, awesome. I love this game. So this game is a draft. So we're gonna have a certain topic. You're gonna go first because you're the guest, and then I'm gonna go. We're gonna each go until we have five things in that certain category. Then I put it online and I see what the people say had the best category.
Okay.
Okay, cool. The first
I'm not good at
category.
following directions, I will admit. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll break it down for you. I'll
Okay.
break it down for you as the game continues. The first
Okay.
category is places to eat. That's a simple category. So you're going to say your favorite place to eat, then I'm going to say mine. And then you're going to say yours, and
Okay.
we're going to keep going back and forth until you have five, and then I have five. And then we'll go to the next category.
Okay.
Okay. Your first one, favorite place to eat.
Harvey's.
Really?
No, but I just couldn't think of anything else. I would say pho. Okay, pho is my favorite place to eat. Well, that's
Okay.
kind of food choice, but yeah. Okay.
Um, there's this place in Atlanta. It's prominent in the South of America, well, USA, uh, North America to be exact. Atlanta, the Southern, the South. It's this wonderful place. I've been rambling because I love it so much. It makes my mouth start to salivate when I think about it. It's Waffle House.
Waffle House?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay.
It's beside probably every gas station you go to in the South. If they're not getting into a fight, you pick the wrong Waffle House. It's phenomenal.
Good to know. Okay, number two.
Yep, number two for you.
Okay. Joey's.
Okay. Break down Joey's. I haven't heard of Joey's. Joey's is new to me.
It's like a chain of restaurants. So they have one in Houston. They
Okay.
have one here in Canada. It's mostly
Yeah.
like a Canadian, I think a Canadian like chain. Have you heard of Earl's?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like It's like an Earl. So it's like
Okay.
basically anything. You can get steak, you can get pasta, you can get salad.
Mm,
Nice
okay, I
little
like that.
lounge, dinner, restaurant. Yeah. I used
I
to work
like
there.
that.
So
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's a bias pick. I understand. I understand it now. Uh, the next one I would say, trying to go into my childhood. What did I like to eat when I was a kid? Uh, all my picks are like nostalgia picks. So I'm going to say McDonald's, but I'm only going to say McDonald's because it was right beside my church, and every Wednesday we would go there as a kid.
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Nowadays, I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. Um, that's a lie. I had it today, but I only had it today because I was stuck in a meeting all day, and that was right beside my office. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Um, Shawarma. Like,
Yeah,
mhm. Yeah.
that's actually a
That's
really
like
good one.
that is every place I've lived. There was always a shawarma spot up the street, or like after church when I would go to my sister's church in Toronto, there's a shawarma
Yeah.
spot. And it's just like it
Okay.
just
That
slaps.
that's a
Yeah.
really, really good one, actually. Um, have you heard of this place called J. Alexander's?
No. Probably a
Imagine
lot
that.
of these things are because they're American.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I love it so much
Yeah.
because I have a
Okay.
plethora of friends in Canada, specifically
Okay, cool.
Toronto, some in
Yeah,
Ontario.
that's where I'm at.
Um, oh, cool, cool. Um, I plan to be there. Side note, I plan to be there in June.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah, June.
I'll be here.
But Jay Alexander's has these things called champagne waffles or champagne waffles.
Okay, so you like waffles. Like
Oh,
just
I'm
say
obsessed.
that. Okay.
I'm obsessed. Yeah.
All right. Oxtail.
Yeah. That's great. I think,
Like any in any way. We make
yeah.
oxtail here like in a stew or like not stew. Uh, yeah, like soupy kind of.
Hmm.
And then like going to like a Jamaican or like a Caribbean spot to get some good oxtail.
Yeah.
It's a spot.
Okay. I love that.
Specifically a spot named Granny's, which shut down because Granny is no longer with us.
Mm.
So
Shout out to Granny.
the Granny, yeah, some high school days.
um, okay. I'm going to go with um some grilled chipotle salmon. I don't care where it's
Okay.
from. It will never miss.
I
Specifically,
love salmon.
no, actually I don't. No, yeah, specifically from this place called Rodizio's, but any grilled
Ooh.
chipotle salmon.
Okay. Am I five? Is this my fifth one?
This is your fifth one.
Okay. Any Portuguese steakhouse or like Rodízio, Churrasco, Brasas,
Okay.
Copacabana, Toro, like wherever. Just like an all you can eat, like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm talking about? Where they
Yeah, of
like come and
course.
slice
Yeah.
the meat. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to dance at these places, so I never got
Oh,
to eat there
really?
until I was like, until because I would dance at, it was samba, so like Brazilian restaurants.
Yeah.
And I would just smell the food while I was dancing.
It's
Um,
heavenly.
And then when I
Yeah.
finally like got out of it, I'm like, okay, now I can eat here. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It's where I'll take my dad for his birthday just for
Yeah.
me
Oh, of
and
course.
for him
Yeah.
and for him too.
Yeah. Hit him on the side, but it's really
Yeah.
a hundred
It's really
percent. Yeah.
me. Yeah. And then
100%.
get him to pay because
Of course, he's the dad.
yeah, he's the dad.
Yeah. Okay, my last one. Ooh, any place. Uh, I can really go with any sushi place, but not like it. But it
Mm,
does. It can't be a chain sushi place. Like,
right.
yeah, I don't want to go to a stupid like. No, not stupid. No disrespect. I don't want to go to a chain sushi place. Give me some like authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is this. I know I don't have a fifth one, but I think I win. Um, but I can't believe I didn't say sushi, but my friend knows how to make sushi from home. And so her and her
Mm,
husband, like once you taste like homemade sushi,
yeah.
I probably could learn. I just don't have the patience to. But like going to the grocery store. I don't know how you guys do your grocery stores over there. I think I visited Kroger. Do you have a Kroger?
Yeah, we
Where are
do.
you based? Okay,
In
I don't know.
Tennessee,
I
so
don't
it's like
know.
it's close to Atlanta.
Okay, so there's a Kroger and I went in at like 9 at 8 p.m. Maybe they were closing and like their
Hmm.
sushi was like, I don't know, 50% off because obviously it was gonna go bad. That has to be real good sushi. Like the leftovers where they're like, I don't want to throw it out, but it's been here, we made it, and nobody came to eat it. That's some real
Yeah.
good sushi.
Okay. I have a Kroger probably 10 minutes from my house, so maybe I'll go there
Okay.
tonight. Um, I like that one. That's funny. Uh, Next category, which I think I like this one a little bit better, is favorite TV show or movie.
Oh, I don't really watch TV, but okay, I have some, but
Oh, I take it back.
they're
I take it
not
back. I take it back.
they're
I
not
take it back.
Christ-like. Is that okay?
No, yeah, it's okay. Not
Okay.
everything. Yeah.
Just making sure. Not, you know?
Yeah. Your guest who
Power.
started us off. Power. Really
Hmm.
interesting. Okay. Um, what is my favorite movie and or TV show? Do you know who Steve Harvey is? Please tell me you know who Steve Harvey is.
Yes.
Okay, well, I was just making sure.
Wow.
That's my guy. Like that's my I love Steve Harvey, so I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Family Feud.
Okay. Um, hmm. SWAT.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Okay, I feel like I'm getting your like what type of vibe you're on. Like, okay, I understand.
Murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Next he's gonna say Law and Order. Next he's gonna say NCSI. Like
Okay, no, I'm not that
I
predictable. Just wait. Just wait for my three.
um okay. I'm gonna go with uh what shows do I really watch? Suits.
Okay. I've never seen
Oh,
Suits.
it's so good. I love
Okay.
Suits.
Um,
Yours, Law and Order.
no. I was gonna okay, let me change my category and then come right back. So, I just so I've been watching Ruth and Boaz, well, The Chosen and then House of David. So those are
Mm,
two Christian shows that are very,
yeah,
very good.
they are.
So I would say that. So I'm gonna put them together though. The
Okay,
Chosen
that's
and King
fair.
David and House of David.
Yeah,
Okay, that's one.
that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Um, to stay on that theme, the animated movie Prince of Egypt.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I will watch that movie over and over. That's legitimately one of my favorite movies. Like I love that
That's a
movie
good
so much.
one. Okay. Honestly, I love all Tyler Perry movies. Like,
Really?
yeah, Tyler Perry. I love to laugh, but like silly joke
Yeah.
laughs, you know?
Yeah.
So
I'm
like,
extremely corny, so I get it. Yeah.
yeah, like I love his like they're so corny. Like I love the love one, obviously like the romance ones is what I love to watch, but so that, but Beauty in Black was something I had to like ask God to release my chokehold of like wanting to binge watch it because it's real good, but very sinful. So
Mm, okay. Shout out to God for the discernment.
I might still watch season two.
We'll be praying for you. Uh, okay. Uh, what else do I like to laugh when I watch TV? I'm not gonna lie, I'm really a kid at heart, so I watch a lot of cartoons. I'm going to say Ratatouille.
Ooh,
Yeah. I'm big on, especially like consumption and stuff. I'm big on that. So I just want to watch a whole bunch of kiddie stuff, make me laugh,
I
and then
love
I'll go to
that.
bed smiling.
I love that. I know this is probably going to be kind of silly, but I just watched The Lion King for the first time, I think 2 years ago, and I love it. Like I cried like a baby, and then when the second,
Sophia,
I
the
know I didn't.
first time?
Yeah. Well, okay, when I was a child, all we watched was like Barney and the Wiggles and the Teletubbies. Like so I didn't grow up watching no Snow White or like all this Disney
But
stuff.
The Lion King, like that transcends like everything.
Yeah, but I just watched it for the first time and I actually
Okay.
watched it in reverse. So I watched Mufasa first,
Hmm.
I think, and then I
Yeah.
watched The Lion King. And
Wow.
I think I want to watch that tonight because I feel so like warm. So I think I'll watch that. It's
You
such a
should.
like I don't really like rewatching things. I'm the type of person that if I'm gonna watch a movie or a show, I'm gonna start at the very end to find out if it's worth like starting from the beginning.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
So you're from this conversation, I've gathered that like your time is extremely valuable. So you're going to make sure you're not wasting it in any way, shape, or form. So if I recommend you a show, say I recommend what's a great show that I love. I don't if I recommend Supercell, which is I think is a phenomenal show on Netflix. You're going to go to the end, but then you're going to miss how everybody got there in the first place.
But I feel like I would already like I love that. So like for example, my dad's watching a movie or a show and he's at like episode 12 and there's
Hmm.
24 episodes. I'm coming in at episode 12 and being like, what happened from 1 to 2? Because sometimes like the first four are just so
Oh
pointless.
no.
Oh my gosh,
Oh no.
you know the one of like the lawyer, Lincoln Lawyer? Yo,
Yeah.
that show is incredible. But I started watching it at episode like 5 or 6. My dad told me what happened from 1 to 5 because I just want to make sure it's worth it. So he'll tell me
No.
everything, and then I'm like, okay, I'll stay and watch it with you.
Sophia.
Everything. Yeah, yeah. That's my little. So like when people ask me like, oh hey, how was that show? I tell them everything. They're like, why did you just spoil it for me? I'm like, no, I'm just letting you know what you're getting
No,
into,
don't,
so you don't waste
no,
your
don't,
time.
no. Bad, red flag, character flaw.
I just
That's
no,
funny.
actually, that's green flag. I don't want you to waste your time.
It's all on how you look at it.
I'm preserving your
Yeah.
eyes, your heart, and your mind, and letting you do
Yeah.
something better with your time.
Okay, I like that. I like that way to look at it. That's not how I'm going to look at it, but
Right.
if that's how you want to, yeah, be my guest. I think this is my last one. I love to watch, which is I really don't watch. Oh, I got it. The Great British Bake Off or the Great British Baking Show. It's called one of those two things. I love that show. Like I really think I'm a chef. Like when you brought up
Oh,
sushi and how your friend and her husband make sushi, I want to do that with my girlfriend. Like I love I love cooking. I
I
love baking.
recommend. I
I'll try
recommend.
it.
I
I'll
don't have the patience for that, but I hope your girlfriend does.
yeah, she has to if she deals with me. She has to have patience. Um, no, I will for sure try that. Last category of my top five is top five. I kind of modified it solely based on how you talk. Top five things to do with your time.
With my time,
Yep. You got a free hour. What are you
sleep.
doing with that free hour? I was hoping you didn't say that. I'm gonna go with read my Bible. Um, Come on now.
Um, FaceTime everybody and catch up with whoever answers the phone first.
Watch 2 episodes of a 30-minute TV show.
Go do my cardio at the gym.
Hmm, that was gonna be my next one. Clean up around the house.
Yeah, I would say fold my laundry. Yeah,
You
yeah.
got you got your fourth and your fifth one left, so you got two more.
Um, I was just gonna say sleep again, but watch a sermon, probably a sermon or a
Mm,
podcast, like catch up on something I haven't heard in a while.
that's good. Um, Call my girlfriend. I do that a lot.
I was gonna say call my mom and my dad
I like that one.
because I don't got a man to call.
Um, Last one. Mine was actually my next one was going to be call my parents. I'd stay calling them. I'm about to go see them right after this. Um, it would go outside and just look at the sun. Go sun or stargazing, sun gazing, whatever it's called. Yeah, I like to be around nature, so I'll do that.
I love that.
But those
Yeah.
are our top
But I
fives.
would say sleep, 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 if I could
Oh,
repeat it.
it mine would be it would be pray, sleep, 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 sleep. Yeah. I do a quick little
Yep,
prayer. Jesus
absolutely.
bless the sleep, help me to wake up. Amen. And then I'm going right to sleep.
Also, I know I missed one, but this is bonus. Like, if you find a real good playlist, I could worship and just listen to
Oh,
gospel and worship for an hour.
yeah,
Like, my playlist goes from like some trap Christian music to like some Christian soca, and then it can go to like some like laying down flat on the ground, bawling my eyes out to like just some real good soaking music. So I can
yeah.
listen to worship and gospel all day long.
Are you a Apple Music or a Spotify person?
Spotify.
Okay, never mind. We can't be friends. I was about to send you all like 50 of my playlist, but
Well,
mm.
what you can do is turn them into a Spotify playlist. I had people do that for me. Actually, I would say my love language is someone giving me a playlist. Someone gave me a whole French because I love like compa and French.
Mm,
Like I love worship in different languages.
okay.
And so somebody made me a French worship playlist, and that was like a love language because I love
Mm.
music. So
I just started to get because one of my friend is Latin American and he just started to put me on to some Latin worship music.
listen
I
to
like it.
coritos, coritos.
I feel like I have that in my playlist.
Coritos, you probably do. It's Adrian Balon and
Yeah,
Israel
I know
Houghton.
I do. That's my yeah,
So
yeah.
you can
Do I?
practice rolling your R's there too.
Funny enough, I'm trying to be bilingual. Me and my sister are in competition. I'm definitely losing the competition, by the way. Me and her started in January to see who can become bilingual first because we both want to take a trip and we don't want to be foreigners. Like we don't want to be relying on like Google Translate or anything. But the way it's looking, I'm just going to be relying on her. So shout out to my sister for actually doing the homework. But no, this has been great. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and talk to me, educating all of us and just telling your story in general. This was a great conversation. I'm going to put the top fives in Instagram when I finish editing everything up, just to see what everybody picks. Hopefully, they're going to pick mine. If they don't, I'm canceling the show. Never again. Um, but genuinely, this was fun, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day. If there's anything that you want to say before we close out, the floor is all yours.
No, I was just going to say thank you so much for having me. I think this is the most fun that I've had in an interview in a while or a speaking engagement. And I'm just grateful for, the platform. I don't take it lightly that there's a platform that, consumes your content, and trusts you. And so for you to bring somebody else on, I think it just gives a testament to, your discernment as well. I'm sure you don't choose a lot of, anybody. And so I feel honored to be selected to be here and to speak into your people and your audience. And I just know that people will be also blessed by being able to click your content and watching that too. So keep doing what you're doing because I feel like this is something needed. There's a lot of women who do this, but there's not a lot of men. So, I mean, as I always say, because I got to plug in my other company, you are one of one. And it's
Yeah.
just really important to be able to have people that do this in the space and make these platforms accessible for people. So great job.
You want to say that again just for my ego boost? This is the most fun you had in an interview.
Yeah.
You
Just
want
replay it. Just replay
oh,
it.
over and over and over again,
Yeah.
over again. I'm gonna pin it on my. No, but genuinely, I appreciate the kind words. And thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
I hope all y'all do too. This has been Darren Randolph of the Coolest Show. Appreciate my new friend Sophia, and we will
In
catch y'all.
Canada.
Absolutely, yeah. We got friends that are global now. But I'll catch y'all in the next one. I pray that y'all have a great one. And bye. We out.